sir.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening po. Finally, naka-join ako.
Oh, maganda yan. Much better if we will start this on time kasi may mga active trades tayo ngayon eh.
Sir Xyrone, good evening.
Good evening.
Benedict.
Oh, hi Benedict. Okay, nakita ba ng lahat yung screen na sinishare ko?
Kita sir, kita.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sige. So mag-start na tayo ha. Maganda if may mga tanong kayo as we go through all along this one. Okay, we'll start with this. So focus natin today is basically to discuss bakit it's a worst mistake if you are trading cryptocurrencies kung nag-use ka ng USDT or other form of stable coins or fiat currencies. Actually, it's the worst mistake, right? Usually, it's a pitfall of new traders. I will describe or I will explain later bakit. Ang goal natin dito is we want to maximize Bitcoin or Ethereum in the long run. So, or we want to maximize our gain in cryptocurrencies, right? So, I think for everyone here, para mabilis intindihin, yung pinaka-smallest na denomination ng Bitcoin is Satoshi. Tapos yung Ethereum, pinaka-smallest niya is tinatawag na GWI or WI, right? Just like kung US dollars, pinaka-smallest is cents, di ba? So, ito yung i-discuss natin why we should be using Satoshi or GWI or WI in our trading, not USDT, right? One of the things first is there's only like 21 million Bitcoins, right? Of these 21 million Bitcoins, this is finite, no? So there will be a time in the future na it's very difficult for an average person to accumulate or to own one Bitcoin, right? Even in the world right now, there are more than 21 million millionaires, right? So even of those millionaires, kung magbabaya na sila ng Bitcoin, wala na namang maiiwang Bitcoin sa atin, right? And because na finite yung supply niya, it will just go more expensive in the future. Second slide nito is okay. So there's a very important question for everyone. What is trading for you? Anong mga naintindihan mo sa trading or anong naintindihan mo sa like stock market, playing with stock market? Ganito, anong mga goal and at the same time the most important is trading is you want to accumulate something that you think in the future will become more valuable to you, right? Why we trade, let's say for example, stocks, normal stocks. So anong pinaka goal is to accumulate or to buy a stock where you think or you speculate that in the future it will be more expensive or increase in value so that when you're going to sell it, you already have that gains, right? But the main goal is not because of the gains, but the main goal is to accumulate actually more of that stock, right? So let's say kung mag-start ka lang ng let's say 1,000 for example, it doesn't matter kung anong coins ang binibili mo or anong stock yung binibili mo. But the goal is to accumulate more of that coins in the future, right? That's one of my biggest mistake, or that's why I don't want yung sa mga fellow kababayan natin dito is to suffer the same mistake. That's why, because I started trading cryptocurrencies or in Bitcoin when it was just like $400 US, right? My mistake is at that time, few years back, is I traded with USDT, knowing that okay, I earn every day, I earn every month. At first, I think okay, that's a good one, that's a good strategy. But actually, few years back, couple of years ago, is I found out that okay, that's not maximizing my gains, right? Because at the end of the day, we want to accumulate for cryptocurrencies. We want to accumulate more BTC or more Ethereum, not USDT. So I will explain, right? Why? This one. Okay, so actually, sa left, this is the price of Bitcoin against USDT. And on the right is equivalent Satoshi or Bitcoin that you can buy per $1, right? So in this two graphs alone is you will know, or you can say that your US dollar value is actually depreciating against the value of Bitcoin. So why would you accumulate something that is depreciating? In the first place is, that's the answer of our question in the previous slide, where why you trade? Because you want to accumulate something that you think will increase in value in the future. So now is the question here is your USDT is decreasing in value against Bitcoin. So it's depreciating. So it's not good to accumulate it. Instead, on the other hand, Bitcoin is appreciating or increasing in value against a USDT, right? So we should be accumulating more Bitcoins in our trade, not USDT. So later,
Question.
yeah, sure,
Pwede
sure.
magtanong? Sir, tanong ko lang, kasi di ba ito, kasi bullish yung market. So, tama na BTC dapat yung kinokollect natin. Pero paano kapag bearish? Applicable pa rin ba to?
Yes, yes. Bearish is your perfect opportunity to get hold of Bitcoin because the market have a cycle. Any market in the world, it has a cycle, right? It goes up, it goes down. It doesn't go down forever. But in terms of Bitcoin with respect to USDT, that US dollar goes down forever with respect to the value of Bitcoin. Just like gold, right? Back in 1977, 1 ounce of gold is like $1. Ever since, for more than 50 years, there's no instance where the gold value naging same or equal to $1 ever since. So because those are finite things, but US dollars is just like US right now, they just keep printing money. Those are fiat money. So as time goes by, the value of the dollar or fiat currencies will depreciate. Just like for example, when we are yung mga bata pa tayo, di ba? Bumibili tayo ng, let's say, candy. That time, 1 peso, then we have a 1 candy mabili. But now, your 1 peso cannot probably buy a candy anymore because a candy probably is 5 pesos. That means na nag-depreciate yung value ng peso mo. In this case sa atin is US dollars, right? Nag-depreciate. So we should not be accumulating that even though all the bills sa bahay natin, we are paying it in US dollars, right? But dito kasi sa cryptocurrencies, your currency should be either BTC or Ethereum. That's your currency. And all those altcoins are your stock that you want to buy. Any other questions so far on this slide? Why we should be accumulating USDT instead of BTC? Mahirap siya intindihin at first. But if you try to trade this and you're using this strategy, you can really see the difference maybe 1 week, 2 weeks. Maybe later I'm going to show you some real trading that happens actually this morning in a few hours trade, and there's really a big difference between trading against BTC or Ethereum versus a USDT.
Sir, question ulit. Paano pala yung yung biglang nag-dip yung Bitcoin, di ba, last week? Paano yun? Since i-accumulate natin Bitcoin, di ba, dapat tayo na stop loss doon. Paano gagawin kapag ganun?
So ganito yan. So at that time, di ba, ang goal natin is yung Bitcoin or Satoshi natin, yun ang money natin. Kumbaga sa cryptocurrency, yun ang money natin, di ba? Tapos altcoins na bullish against them are the one that stocks, right? So what we do is we should be selling those altcoins back to BTC. Right? Don't care about the USDT na lumiit yung value ng portfolio mo. Because at the end of the day, if you check it out, actually, lumaki yung value and lumaki yung number of BTC mo. Maybe previously was 700,000 Satoshi. But if you do that, is lumiit yung value in terms of US dollar, maybe nagiging 500,000, but yung Satoshi mo is maybe nagiging 900,000 Satoshi. Ang maganda dito is we are playing the ups and downs of BTC with all those yung altcoins na trade natin is to gain more BTC or Ethereum. Yan. So ito, on the left is in terms of Bitcoin, on the right in terms of Ethereum, right? These are Ripple. This is Ripple actually. You can see here na yung value ng Ripple at the moment na nag-screenshot ako was 2,881 Satoshis. In terms of Ethereum is 56,335 GUIs. yan ang iisipin mo para hindi ka masyadong maguluhan is you determine the price of an altcoin in terms of satoshis and in terms of GUIs, right? Kasi kung sasabihin mo, oy, 0.002881, ang hirap, di ba? Ang hirap i-remember. Tapos dito naman sa Ethereum, 0.00563335, ang hirap intindihin, right? So, para mas mabilis intindihin is, tingnan mo in terms of Satoshi and GUIs, right? Any question this one so far because as we go through, it will become more complicated. So, if hindi mo naintindihan itong previous slide, mas mahirapan kayo sa next slide. Any questions so far on this? Feel free. JC is here. Hi, JC. Alright. Oh, question?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sorry na late po.
Ayos lang. Alright. Okay, so I believe walang question dyan. Naintindihan naman lang lahat to. We are not looking about USDT here. Ang atin lang is tinitingnan natin in Satoshi or GUIs. So in the next slide, you will see the difference. So clear na to dito, no? Itong next slide. Right. So here, this one, isa to sa mga trade ko this morning. This is a trade from, tingnan natin from this time frame, you see these yellow lines. So example lang to ha, I just want to show you what's the difference of trading your altcoins against BTC or Ethereum versus trading it against USDT. Let's say for this bull run. Let's say for example, you have one Ethereum. Around 10:30 a.m. this morning, one Ethereum costs around 2,727 US dollars, right? So let's say in this one is we divided at this specific location, right? May mga specific location yan. We are using Ethereum to buy Ripple on this distribution, 40, 30, 30. So based sa mga price ng Ripple with respect to Ethereum, ito yung price niya, no? Dito. So at the end of this, let's say, 3 buys, you have accumulated a total of 1,911.75 ripples. So in this case, we are not looking on the value of the ripples yet. We are just using Ethereum to buy ripples on those specific candles, right? Now, this is the next slide. So we say that one Ethereum is 2,727, right? This one. So using that same calculation, 40, 30, 30, I have, let's say, 2,727 USD, dinidivide ko, tapos tinitingnan ko ano yung price ng USDT for every buy. I can accumulate only 1,893 ripples in just like, I think, 4 hours, right? So this is an example. So may question kayo doon, saan ang galing yung difference? Bakit hindi sila the same? We have the same capital and we are buying at exactly the same time gamit ang USDT sa other side. Ang isa is gamit ang Ethereum. May question? Tanong kayo para mas mas mahirap intindihin kung hindi kayo magtanong. You see, saan galing yung difference? Bakit may difference na around 18 ripples? And this is just an example. This is a small trade. This is 2,700. This is a small trade. If you are trading, let's say, a couple of 100,000, this difference is too big. So you see where any like idea saan galing yun? So ganito ang nangyayari. So at this time from 10:30 to like around 2:30 p.m. yung value ng ETH natin nag-increase din kasi. Since nag-increase din kasi yung ETH natin, hindi masyadong nawalan ng value niya dahil nag-increase siya together with Ripple. Yung difference ng niya is maliit lang, no? Kasi di ba? For here, yung 0.4 ETH natin nakabahay tayo ng 787. Sa second one is nakabahay tayo ng 577. Because at this price, at this point here, actually yung value ni ETH, mas malaki kasi. Tumataas din siya against a USDT. Right? So we are actually using a fund to buy a Ripple na tumataas din. Pero ang nangyari is, pag USDT, tumaas ang Ripple, so ang nangyayari, mas malaki yung difference. So, pag nag-buy ka, kunti na lang yung mabuy mo na units of Ripple. Pero, kung ginagamit natin is Ethereum, tumaas siya, ang difference niya is maliit lang. So, malaki pa rin yung, marami ka pa rin nabibili na Ripple, no? The end of the day. Medyo naintindihan ba yun or magulo, guys?
Yep, clear.
Right? Yun lang yung nais naming i-share sa inyo why we should be using Ethereum or Bitcoin to trade against altcoins, right? So in cryptocurrency world, our currency or our money is in terms of Bitcoin or in Ethereum. You will see, you might want to question why I use Ethereum here, not BTC. It's because if pupunta tayo sa BTC over Ethereum trading pair, mas bullish kasi si Ethereum ngayon over Bitcoin. So, ganun pa rin yung aspect, ganun pa rin yung concept. So, tumataas yung value ng Ethereum, so mas maliit lang yung gap niya for any altcoins na bibilhin natin. Kasi tumataas din siya, right? But with BTC, kasi mas bababa yung akyat niya over Ethereum ngayon, so mas malaki yung gap niya, right? So it's a very same concept. I would challenge everyone to try maybe this strategy for 1 week. Share to us your trading journey.
Sir, sir, excuse.
Yep.
Na-experience ko po yung trading before against USDT and BTC. Yung movement po ng USDT, iba ang galaw. Yung, what I mean, katulad po ng ADA pair with USDT and yung ADA against BTC. Yung movement niya, mas mabilis yun sa USDT dahil po ba dun sa mga trade volumes yun? Or magkaiba talaga sila?
Actually, kung titingnan mo, they are using the same pool. Meaning, lahat ng ADA, kinumbine lang yan dyan sa isang pool, di ba? So, any buyers, you can buy either using USDT, you can buy using Bitcoin, right? But since kasi tumataas yung value ng Bitcoin at that time of trade ka, kaya sobrang taas ng galawan in terms of USDT mo, right? Kasi let's say for example, ang Bitcoin let's say at $60,000 US. Ang 1 Satoshi niyan is probably equivalent to 6 cents, right? For example, 1 Satoshi, hindi ko exact calculated but example lang yan, 1 Satoshi is equivalent to 6 cents. So kung titingnan mo ang ADA and price doon, yung 6 cents na deviation sobrang laki. But all these people are trying to buy ADA at the same pool, right? Ganon yan sa trading, di ba? So sa isang, let's say sa Binance, there's a pool for ADA. So any traders, they can buy, they can get ADA with any currencies, right? Fiat currencies, your other coins. But isa lang yun sila. Hindi sila yung difference ang price. Titingnan mo lang is parang different siya, but actually it's the same price. It's just different currencies you're using to buy it. Since kasi most of altcoins are traded against Bitcoins, and those pro traders, they're using let's say Bitcoin to trade it. That's why, another example para makita nyo.
Sir, excuse. Sir, naiintindihan kita, no? Iyan ako lang dun sa point ko. Meron kasi pong time na yung movement niya against USDT, umaakyat na. Pero dun sa BTC, nung time na yon, ADA BTC, hindi pa siya gumagalaw.
Yes, because the reason is tumataas kasi yung value ng BTC mo in terms of USDT.
Okay.
So maybe I'm going to show you. So this is an example, no? Tingnan mo. This is IOTEX, and this right-hand corner here, you can see the volume of IOTEX that Bitcoin traders using Bitcoins, no? Ito yung makikita. Tingnan mo yung volume niya by 100,000 on per Satoshi. Per Satoshi increment, see, 400. But kung i-check natin nitong IOTEX against USDT, you will see this is so small. But see, the volume is konting liit. So this means na yung nag-dictate sa price mo is not because yung trading mo against USDT, but instead yung trading ng mga tao against a Bitcoin. Because at the same time, yung price ng Bitcoin at that point, di ba, nag-i-increase din sila, di ba? Hindi sa galawan nito. So, kunting increase dito, because these are in thousands already. Kunting increase dito, sobrang laki ng impact doon sa USDT natin. Kaya minsan, ang nangyayari is, in terms of, let's say, BTC, parang feel mo hindi siya gumagalaw. Pero bakit in terms of USDT gumagalaw siya? Yeah, that's because ang gumagalaw lang doon is ang BTC na price. Nagmahal yung BTC. So, kung i-convert mo siya back to USDT, actually, tama, gumalaw siya. Pero mas mataas pa siya if both BTC tumaas against USDT, tapos yung coin mo na tinitrade mo is tumataas pa siya compared sa BTC. Parang nagiging compounding ang nangyayari. So, doble yung ginansya mo. Diba?
Okay.
Tapos, mas lesser volatility yung makikita mo. So, hindi ka matatakot na, let's say, for example, ganito, no? Let's say, nagbenta ka sa 149 o nagbenta ka dyan. Hindi ka matatakot kasi bumaba 149 pero tumaas. So, bumili ka ulit, let's say, ng 150, right? At 150 Satoshi. So, ang nangyayari is, less than 1% lang yung nawala sa'yo. So, let's say, ang nangyayari is, previously, 1,000 coins ka. So, parang bumili ka ulit, pumasok ka ulit sa market, dahil tumaas nga yung value ni BTC, so parang 900 plus kapang coins na mabili. But doon sa other side, since bumaba yung value ng USDT compared sa coins mo, let's say, itong galawan, mga 6 cents for example, this one is 6 cents. So, sobrang laki na siya doon with respect sa USDT. So, baka yung nagbenta ka ng 1,000, pag nag-buy ka ulit dahil natakot kang maiwan kasi nag-reverse yung price, baka mabili mo lang nasa 800. So, basically, you lost a lot of opportunity. So, in terms of US dollars, parang feel mo, uy, kumita ka pa rin, no? But in terms of opportunity, inisip mo, by that time, let's say, maybe a year from now, at that time, sabi mo na may Ripple ako dati. I own, let's say, 5,000 Ripples. For example, a year from now, nagmahal yung Ripple. It's very hard for you to probably accumulate 5,000 Ripples, right? Kasi ang ginawa mo lang dati along the way is you're just buy and selling it, a USDT, which is depreciating in value, right? So, parang gain pa rin siya. It's a pseudo gain. Parang nangyayari kasi hindi mo yung na-utilize maximum way of gaining sa new assets na to. So,
Tama, sir. Tama. Get it.
Yeah.
Sir, alam mo, ang isa pong problem, mas madali kasing ma-compute pag sa USDT yung profit mo.
Yeah, because yung mind kasi natin is we are using stable currencies for like 2,000 years already, di ba? Even mula pagkabata natin, di ba? It's like it's all about stable currencies, di ba? So mas mabilis nating intindihin siya, right? Actually, this is one thing that I can really tell everyone here is give this a try and you will really see the difference of your trades, because aside na less volatility yung makikita mo, hindi ka magpapanik sa price because all your income or your gains are based in Bitcoin man. Let's say for example, let's say goal mo to accumulate 1 Bitcoin would be really easy, 1 million Satoshi, right? So you don't care kung ano yung value niya in USDT. Sometimes kita mo, bakit parang bumaba, parang naging 50,000 tapos naging 60,000. You don't care. But let's say a few years from now, you will really reap the rewards sa accumulate mong Bitcoin. Just like this year, di ba? Kailan ba nag-start yung run ng Bitcoin? That was March
Last year.
And that was just like 3,000, 4,000 US dollars per Bitcoin. So if you've been accumulating Bitcoin that time, and let's say you have accumulated 2, that's a big money already right now, right? But if you are accumulating USDT, what happened is hindi mo masasakyan kasi yung ups and down ni Bitcoin. So at the end of the day is you gain USDT, but you will realize that baka mas malaki pa yung gain ng mga taong hindi nagtitrade, nag-hold lang, right? Because for those people that they are holding Bitcoin, kung hindi sila nagtitrade, then basically from 3,000 to 6,000, that's 20 times already. Wala silang ginagawa, right? They're not trading, they're just holding Bitcoin. But ang nangyayari is, if you are trading it with USDT, hindi mo masasakyan lahat yun. Yung ups and down niya, hindi mo siya masasakyan. So there will be a loss, there will be a win. So baka ang nangyayari at the end of that bull run, ang na-accumulate mo lang probably is like 70,000. When you actually lost opportunity, yan ang tinatawag na opportunity loss. You lost 50,000 in value. So, talo ka pa doon sa taong hindi nagtitrade, right? Which is, ang goal sana is you trade to accumulate more.
Sir,
Question po.
Sure.
Sorry. Ikaw muna.
Sige, anyway. Yep.
Sige, question ng gusto ko lang pong maintindihan. Kasi kunwari po sa Binance, so kung gusto ko pong maglagay ng funds, magbabay po ako ng BTC para makabay ng altcoins. Kasi normally, I'm using card. So, bibili ako ng USDT.
Mas maganda kung you're using card, you buy directly sa altcoin na gusto mong bilhin and trade it with BTC. So, let's say for example, nakita mo based na nag-research ka and you found that Ripple is bullish against a BTC or Ethereum. So, yung card mo, huwag kang bibili ng USDT. Bili ka diretso ng Ripple. So, by the time na may Ripple asset ka na, tsaka mo siya i-trade with Bitcoin, not USDT. So, pag gusto mo na talagang withdrawin, feel mo malaki na talaga yung na-accumulate mo, tsaka mo pa siya i-convert back to US dollars. Pero dahil sa atin, di ba, kung mag-sell ka, is send mo lang naman. So, kung mag-send ka, you can use Ripple kasi masyadong mura yung, or you can sell it directly to your country currency. Tsaka kayang gagamitin.
And speaking of convert po, applicable po rin ba yung i-convert? Kunwari nabili ko yung BNB against USD. And then nakita ko yung BNB ETH na pairing bullish. Pwede ko ba i-convert yung binili kong BNB? I-convert ko na lang siya to BNB ETH. Meron ganun sa Binance yung i-convert ko lang.
Yes, correct.
So, pwede rin ba yung gano'n? Kung nabili mo na siya ng USD, i-convert mo na lang sa sa pairing na ETH or BTC.
Yes. Tama. Kung mayroon ka ng USDT ngayon, you better shift it to a BTC or ETH. Yun ang gagamitin mong funds na pangbili ng mga altcoins, hindi USDT.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clear na po. Thank you.
Yeah, actually, that's one of my biggest mistake that I hope I realized from the very start. Kasi yung pag-start ko talaga is, walang masyadong nagtuturo pa that time. So, nangyayari is, nadaanan ko talaga lahat ng mga mistake. And that's one of the biggest mistake I ever had. Yung mali yung ina-accumulate ko. Previously, I've been trying to accumulate USDT and I found out it's really not good.
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, I heard from your YouTube, sabi niyo po, pag magsiset po ng stop loss is not more than less or 2%. Sir, paano po niyo ginagawa pag sa BTC? Paano niyo po sineset yung stop loss? Ilang percent po ng Satoshi?
So yan ang sinasabi ko. It's a very good question in the first place, right? So that's why losing 2% in USDT value is very easy. Right? Kasi yan ang in-explain ko kanina is like that difference in price, right? Because you're using let's say a stable coin or like USDT. Every time na magtaas ka agad o bumaba ka agad yung altcoin ng 2%, sobrang bilis, right? Whereas doon sa BTC, yung 2% mo na BTC, malaki yun, right? Hindi ka agad siya bababa ng 2% agad-agad. So hindi So ang mangyayari, let's say for example, ganito ang mangyayari. Let's say para madaling intindihin. Let's say may isang altcoin na ang price niya is 100 satoshis, right? Kailangan bumaba ng price niya 98 satoshis para mag-lose siya ng 2%. Pero let's say at that point in time, let's say ang value ni BTC is 100,000 or let's say 1 million. So isang satoshi, mas kung 100 million, yung tama ba 80, so 180, 10 million. Kung 10 million, yung 2% mo ng 80 million in terms of USDT, malaki. Ang loss kasi and gain is a percentage based doon sa reference point mo, saan ka nag-buy or saan ka nag-entry point. Yan, yung percentage na yan ang gain mo, right? Yung altcoin mo, nag-move siya ng ganyan, in USDT na ganyan, which is 2%. Sobrang mabilis yan. But in USDT, that equivalent, in BTC, that equivalent move in USDT, dahil nag-increase din si BTC against USDT, baka less than 1% lang yun. So, hindi ka na early exit, hindi ka na early entry ang nangyayari. Mahirap siya i-explain.
Correct po, correct.
Mahirap siya i-explain talaga. Pero pag na-try nyo gamitin yung concept na use Satoshi and Guiz as your currency, mas mabilis siya para ka lang nag-trade ng stocks.
Meron po ba yan sa Binance na option na makita na lang yung
yes.
manual calculation?
Yes, meron din sa Binance.
Sir, question. Di ba anong tawag dito? Lahat naglalagay tayo ng stop loss. Paano kapag yung in-accumulate natin na Bitcoin, ano yung pairing ng stop loss nun?
Let's say, okay. So let's say for example, that's a good question. Let's say yung napupusuan yung altcoin is, let's say, Ripple for example, and you are accumulating Ripple to gain more Bitcoin, right?
Yes, sir.
So ang nangyari, doon mo lang siya talaga titingnan. So I can show you here, Ripple against Bitcoin. So tingnan natin, it's usually 1 hour or 4 hours. So let's say 1 hour. Ganito kasi yan. 1 hour. Let's say kung maglagay ka ng stop loss dito, di ba? Yung sa MICE na strategy is, kung titingnan mo lang at this time frame, meaning ngayon ka lang nag-entry kanina, you should be entering at this point here, right? Where yung pinakababa ng MIO mo, no? Tapos, you should have your second entry here nung nag-cross yung conversion line against a baseline, right? And you have your last entry here sa paglabas niya ng cloud, right? So dito pa lang, kung nag-entry ka diyan, dahil against BTC, tingnan mo ha, tingnan mo ang loss. Let's say dyan ang entry mo. So, yung 2% na yan, ang layo, di ba? Ang layo ng 2% na yan, mahirap yan abutin. But in terms of USDT, tingnan natin ha, remember mo 1 hour, USDT. So nagkataon lang dito, so this point, yan. At that level lang ha, tinitingnan natin yung sa cloud. At that level, meaning 8% yung mawawala sa'yo with equivalent sa USDT, right? Kasi yung stop loss natin, for example, let's say, ginagamit din natin yung support. No? So kung support niyan is dyan sa cloud na yan. So back dito, XRP, BTC, kung ang support dyan, yan ang support, make sure mo na hindi mahuhulog dyan. Kasi pag nahulog dyan sa support, yung loss mo lang is 2%. Right?
Yes, sir. Actually, naintindihan ko yan, sir. Paano, sir, kapag halimbawa yung hawak kong coin is Bitcoin, paano yung stop loss? Siyempre, di ba ginagawa natin kung mataas siya sa conversion na rin at saka sa baseline, sineset natin sa baseline. Ano yung pairing ng Bitcoin nun? Halimbawa, ang Bitcoin yung hawak ko. USDT ba? Or...
So, ganito na yan. So, if you are trading Bitcoin lang, meaning, it's like
hawak ko Bitcoin. Tapos noon nag-aabang pa ako ng bibilin kong coin. Wala pa ako makitang magandang bilhin. So Bitcoin ngayon yung coin ko. Usually, 'di ba, naglalagay din tayo ng stop loss doon. Kung maglalagay ako ng stop loss, i-pair ko ba siya sa USDT?
Yes. Of course, yes. Kasi
sa USDT.
Kasi ang nangyari diyan is you're playing on the safe side, right? Mas maliit yung gain, mas maliit din yung loss, right? Kasi wala kang ina-add na other component na maging compounding yung percentage gain mo or percentage loss mo, di ba? So, sa USDT natin siya i-prepare. You're only trading BTC and USDT back, pero ang goal mo is to accumulate BTC. Baka dyan, common conception dyan sa dalawa is, you think, because yan pinakamali is, you're trading it with USDT, but your mindset is you are accumulating more USDT, which is wrong.
Yes, sir.
You should be accumulating...
Malinaw yun, sir.
Yeah. You should be accumulating more BTC. So, kasi medyo complicated yan siya sa umpisa. Pero later on, let's say for example, this one. At this price dito, di ba, mas mababa yung CBTC, di ba? Ang price. So, bibilhin mo talaga yan, right? Because that specific amount of money, you can buy more BTC, right? Ganun din. So,
natanong ko, sir, kasi yung nangyari nga last week, naka-stop loss ako sa sa mga ibang coins ko. Yung halos lahat ng coin ko na nasa spot is nag-stop loss, kumbaga napunta sa BTC. Tapos yung BTC ko, bumagsak din. So,
That's
nangyari, hawak ko BTC, pero yun nga, bumagsak din. Nung time na yun, hindi ko nakita agad eh.
Pero that's a good mistake. That's a good one. Actually, it's not a mistake. Because what happened, if you're going to use your BTC now, right, to buy altcoins, mas marami ka nang mabibili. Kasi let's say for example dito, usually ito yung cloud, no? Una 4 hours. Usually yung stop loss natin nandito around 59 Kasi ito yung last na cloud. Pwede ka mag-start selling dito kasi ito yung nag-cross yung trans-selling, di ba sa atin sa strategy is trans-buying and trans-selling. So selling ta dito, nag-sell ta dito, tapos nag-sell ta dito, tapos ultimate cut loss natin yan pag nahulog na siya sa cloud, no? So, let's say na-sell mo lahat ng coins mo back to BTC at this one. So, bumaba talaga siya in terms of USDT. But your 0.7, let's say for example, ang result sa lahat ng na-sell mo is like 1 BTC. Your 1 BTC, by this time na bumagsak siya this point, until siya bumagsak this point, it's still 1 BTC. Right? Walang difference. Nagbago lang ang value niya in terms of USDT. But you don't care because ang goal mo is you accumulate BTC. Yeah. Tsaka mo na lang siya i-care later on in the future is, okay, I own 1 BTC. I own 10 BTC. So that what really matters because by that time, maybe ang BTC, by that time, maybe who knows if magkakatuo totoo yung sinabi nila na 1 BTC is 1 million. So for an ordinary trader, sobrang hirap maka-own ng 1 BTC by that time, right? So right now we are nasa time tayo na I would still say na this new asset class is still very young.
Actually, okay nga sir nung actually sa case ko mas naka-accumulate ako ng mas marami ngayong in terms of BTC kasi nung bumagsak, naging BTC siya. Ngayon parang napansin ko, yung mga altcoins mas malaki yung binagsak kaysa sa Bitcoin.
Exactly.
So, nakabili ako ng mas maraming altcoins tapos ngayon tumataas sila. Yung BTC ko compared nung time na bago bumagsak. Tumaas na yun.
Exactly. That's the thing that I want to really point out.
Ngayon ko lang na-experience kasi yung ganun, sir.
Oo. Because if you do it sa USDT, mas mahirapan kang bumili ng mas maraming altcoins.
Tingin ko.
Yes, definitely. So ang mangyayari diyan as a result, dati if you own 100,000 coins of that altcoins, baka ngayon kung ginagamit mo ang USDT, dahil stable yung USDT, hindi siya nag-move. Baka at this price, baka 90,000 na lang ang mabili mong altcoin, right? But if you're using BTC, by the time na nag-correct siya, maybe you are having now maybe 120,000 of that altcoins. Yeah. And the good thing is actually, at this, kung hindi ako nag-shift agad from BTC to USDT. I look on actually weekly calendar, weekly candle. This candle here is still really bullish. This means that I will keep accumulating BTC. But if this trend changes, meaning wala na, super downtrend na talaga, like itong nangyayari dito, di ba? Downtrend. At this downtrend, you should be accumulating BTC pa rin, but you have to sell every rise, sell. So that at the end of the day, dito, mas marami ka nang na-own na BTC. Yung goal pa rin is always BTC.
Sir, may isa pa pala ang tanong. Meron bang sign kapag start na ng bear market?
Yes, usually the best sign actually is a weekly. We thought actually we tatong last few weeks ago we thought that that would start of a bearish actually, but last week actually nag-correct itong market na to. There's a very high confidence na mag-increase ang Bitcoin tomorrow because mag-expire yung Bitcoin options today, actually kanina, right? So, ang mangyayari niyan is may mga bagong options na naman. So, for the past 5 months, actually, every after expiry of the Bitcoin options, tumataas talaga yung price, right? So, right now, chances na tumataas parang yung price is mataas. So, if that will happen, we're still in a bullish market as long na itong weekly candle na to is magtuloy-tuloy pa to. Right? But if this weekly candle is mahulog siya dito or below this yung natin, conversion line, that's the time that okay, there is a trend na bearish trend. If you can see here since last year, this weekly candle, yung price natin nandyan lang siya within sa conversion line natin. Right? Within lang dyan. Ito nag-shake out lang to. But ultimately, this one will go up. If worst comes to worst, mangyari ito, bababa to dito at saka mahuhulog, then there's a big possibility na the start of a downtrend. Just like what happened in 2017, early 2018. Look what happened here. So, ganun din. Ito yung conversion line. By the time na nahulog na siya with this baseline, yan, pababa na siya.
Okay.
Yan, pababa na. So, baba. By the time na nag-cross na naman siya on a weekly, then that's a start of a bullish calendar. So, imagine, nag-start siya dito, it's bull, all the way. So, yun ang parang lagi kong tinitingnan, based on a weekly candle para ma-determine yung bull pa ba yung market? If bull pa yung market, then I will continue holding or accumulating BTC. So I trade a lot of altcoins that are bullish against BTC and I accumulate BTC. But if downtrend is, I will trade BTC over USDT. But with the concept or with the thing in mind that I need to accumulate more BTC during that downtrend, right? So I will sell in every rise.
Buti natanong ko sa inyo, sir. Hindi pa naman ako tumitingin ng 1 week chart.
Yeah, so mas maganda tinitingnan tong 1 week. Laging tinitingnan tong 1 week.
Titignan ko na lagi, sir.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Ito may mga chat. All right. Buy out.
Thank you pala, sir.
Yes, sure. Any other questions? Hopefully na ma-answer pa natin. No? I hope na naintindihan niyo yung dinidiscuss natin today. I would challenge you to use that concept. For sure, you will really see the difference even after a week. You will really see the difference kung dun sa trade niyo. Maybe for this week, wag niyong tingnan yung value in terms of USDT. But at the end of next week, doon mo natin tingnan yung value na na-accumulate mong Bitcoin. At the same time, tingnan mo ang value ng na-accumulate mong USDT by then. So, dyan mo makikita na you will be more productive sa mga trade nyo. Mas hindi siya masyadong volatile, mas madaling basahin. So,
Sir, may tanong pa pala isa.
Sure.
Plus na. Bakit ang pairing natin, ang ina-accumulate lang natin, Bitcoin and Ethereum lang? Bakit hindi BNB? Mas mataas yung di ba, year to date na gain ng BNB compared sa BTC and ETH.
Yes. So ganito, di ba? You are using BNB to accumulate more BTC. At the end of the day, is di ba? Di ba? At the end of the day is kasi di ba ang tumaas na yung value niya, but dahil tumaas yung value niya, lumalaki yung value ng BTC natin, di ba? Dati, let's say if you start with 1 BTC, baka dahil tumaas yung si BNB, siya yung ginagamit mo na trading pair, baka nasa 5 BTC ka na ngayon, di ba? But at the end of the day, Bitcoin talaga yung pinaka natin. Why? Because of the cases like this. I will show you a very good example. This Ripple is a very good example of all the time. I always use this example. Look at what happened sa Ripple. This is Ripple against BTC. All the time, it's just degenerating. Right? So if you're accumulating Ripple instead of BTC, you're losing, right? So what should you do is, and a lot of altcoins is like this. They're always just, even Ethereum, if you look at it, Ethereum against BTC, you will see. See, dati, back in 2018, that's a price of Ethereum in terms of BTC, right? Hindi natin tinitingnan yung US dollar value, right? That's the price. But now, at this current price, ganyan lang yung price niya. So meaning, if you are accumulating Ethereum from this one here, kung dito, mali ka. So that's, ngayon, tsaka lang tayo nag-accumulate ng Ethereum over BTC dahil because of this. Nakita natin by the time na lumabas na siya sa cloud, this means that for the past few weeks, you will earn more BTC indirectly if you are using ETH because mas mataas yung value ni ETH over BTC. Parang ganun pa din yung concept natin because of some difference ng value, right?
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So imagine, that's why it's very, very important for me, been trading for like quite some time, right? So ngayon, kung titingnan mo si ito, pinaka-last one, right? Tingnan mo. So, si ETH, if you are trading ETH right now, akala mo all-time high siya, right? It's all-time high against USDT. But it's very difficult for you to know saan ba to hahantong yung level na to. Because you don't have any guide, actually. Right? You don't have any guide. So, it could be like 10,000 or whatever. But if you're going to base Ethereum over BTC here, you will see that this line here is our expected. That's around 0.12, right? So let's say for that 0.12, magkano yan? So let's say by that time, 0.12 BTC, no? Tapos let's say yung BTC by that time is 72,000. The price of one Ethereum is 8,600. So, it would be easier, right? Kaysa mag-USDT ka. Mahirap. See what I mean? Thank you everyone. Yung iba na hindi nakapagtanong, feel free to message me or JC message lang kayo. JC will be uploading this recorded video. Tapos magpa-raffle pa tayo ha. Tapos yung mapapanalunan is, this time is IOTX. Ryan Runs will give some ETH for our raffle. Ang requirement namin para manalo kayo sa ETX is you just subscribe sa YouTube channel ni Jesse, yung official YouTube channel natin na FBT. Right? So, mas maganda. Thank you everyone and have a good weekend.
Maraming salamat, sir.
Thank
Okay.
you, sir.
Thank you.
Hey.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you po. Thank
Thank
you.
Thank
Salamat
you.
po, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you.
God bless.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hello guys, good afternoon. We will be raffling 100 coins of IOTX today. Yung mga nag-join lang sa Zoom nung last Friday at nag-subscribe sa FBT YouTube natin ang magka-qualify. Today's prize is sponsored by our very own moderator, Ryan Runs, and happens to be a crypto whale of IOTX. Yung 100 coins ng IOTX na i-raffle natin today is just a bucket of water when compared sa holdings niya of IOTX. Yung holdings niya parang ocean sobrang dami. So without further ado, dito na. Sino kaya ang mananalo ng 100 IOTX? Tadadaan. Wow! Congratulations, Mikmag!